All right, cool. Anime Hive Mind or Collective, whatever we title this shit. Take one and only because we do this shit in one take. We're one take only kind of people. But yo, what it do, what it does, what it is. It's your boy, one more time. Your host with the most. Probably not flamboyant, but like over the top diva kind of extra ass nigga. I was just talking about how something like saying like
he got the hoops in. He got the hoops in today. I don't even know.
Not the nigga earrings. So I got the regular hoops in. But yo, it's your host with the most. It's your boy. Call me Calendar, aka Calvin Williams, or just call me Cal. We have another podcast today brought to you by Slice of Cal Productions. Something a little bit that I'm trying to start up. And yo, we're here to talk a little bit about anime. We had a couple other ones. We had one where we did one with. We had one where we talked about Death Note, where if Light was a villain. We had another one talking about how Sakura and her useless ass, or if she's just misunderstood, which is utter bullshit. But today we have a very special one. We're talking a little bit about sport anime today, and I got a very special person with me today. One of my boys. He's one of the homies, all right, one of the juice men, all right. He's a 6'4" nigga with a 6 foot figure or a 6'4" figure. He's just trying to get bigger. Always. But yeah, I'll let him introduce himself and everything.
What's good, y'all? You know, it's your boy, the one and only ex-streamer, you know, retired from Twitch.
Ex-streamer? That's what you're labeling yourself as now?
Guess,
You're not doing it? You're not going to stream it?
I canceled the subscription to the stream, so I guess.
Well, wait, nah. You didn't cancel the subscription to the stream. It was that light stream?
The light stream, yeah, so I can't.
Man,
I can't stream anymore unless I do something else.
Low key, you're getting ripped off.
Probably.
It's like you doing that as like, you ever see an anime where it's like somebody is like joining like an adventurers guild and they like get tricked into buying some shit and like there was always some free stuff around? Yeah. That's literally what happened to you.
Probably.
Right? You could have gotten some shit.
I probably could have. Yeah. Whatever. It was only like a few months. Anyway, Rozaykage is my alias. Maurice, however y'all feel it. You know, everybody has a different name for me. Reese's Piece, but I don't care. You know, I'm here to join the fun, the antics. We'll get to it.
So we got a couple things going on. I just had to turn this up a little bit. So we got a couple things going on today. So we're talking about sports anime and just watching it, how we feel about it, all this other stuff. Mm-hmm. I thought about this episode like a while back, a while ago. Like I'm talking like beginning of last year. Actually, probably even before that. I think I probably even thought about it like a year and a half ago when Haikyuu season 4 came out. Was it season 4? No, yeah, it's Haikyuu season 4 came out, and like me and Mo were in like a PlayStation party, and it was, and if you listen to this, you know when it happened. It's when Hinata. It was like during the last like 5 minutes, the last like
I have no idea what you saw.
5 points of the match where Hinata was just going off. Like he was catching serves. He was like saving the team OD. Like he was doing everything he could to like support his team. And I was like yelling in the party. I was like, yo, that's what I'm talking about. That's my shit right there. This is my guy. I was like, oh my God, this show is so fucking good. Let's talk about character development. I was like, yo, I'm like, Mo, I don't know why you're not watching sport anime, son. This shit is fire. And yeah, that's it. And then after that, for some reason, like Mo just had like a thing against sport animes. Yeah. I'll let you kind of go into it yourself, but I have like my own perspective of it. But yeah, basically I wanted him to watch so many sport anime, but he was just like not having it. Nah. I even tried to like ease him into like with some sports that he likes, and he was just like, nah, like I'm just not feeling it. So
don't lie, there's a lot of them that are pretty dumb and extra.
I'll get into that shit. Okay. But yo, I'll let you kind of get into it first. But why wouldn't you watch sports anime at first? And I know like why I wouldn't watch it at first, and then I kind of got into it later on.
Yeah, you know, I guess for me, I never found the one that was gonna get me hooked. Haikyuu, I heard about it, but I really wasn't into volleyball like that. I love sports, basketball, football, soccer, track, but volleyball, I was like, nothing against it, but I wasn't interested in watching real volleyball, so I wasn't gonna be interested in watching anime volleyball. But I love anime, I love sports, so it's kind of weird that I guess I never put them together and found the show.
Same, man. That's what it's like for me too.
You know, only one I really heard about was Haikyuu. Then like you would always talk about Kuroko's basketball.
Oh yeah, Kuroko's basketball is.
Bro, I promise you, I watched an episode and I turned it off. There was another basketball one. I can't remember what it was.
Oh yeah, it's like Ayu no Sora.
Yeah,
and like the animation looks kind of weird.
It looks weird, yeah.
And so, like all the characters have like these duck lips and shit.
It turned me off. I was like, I'm not watching this.
Yeah, nah.
Like the ones, I guess I'll definitely get into Haikyuu eventually. I know everyone has good things to say about it, but just at the start, I couldn't find anything that was grasping my attention that I really liked. So, especially with basketball, I was like, I love basketball. Why are they doing this? It's like it looks so. He crosses over. And then
it's like freeze frame.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, what is this? Like you've seen RDC in their videos.
Yeah. It's like the extra RDC shit. Like how they be blowing everything off the top on purpose to kind of put it into perspective.
Right. So like when I was watching it, I was just like, this is just so extra, and this is not how sports are. So I stopped. But eventually, I found my way. You know, we'll get into the ones that I ended up watching. But like, I guess for you, I don't know. I guess you always were into any kind of anime. So when you watched, like,
I wouldn't say always into any kind of anime. But I remember like the first one that I would hear about. It was like back in elementary school. It was like Prince of Tennis, which was like Prince of Tennis is like a tennis one. It was like mad big. Like it was on I think it was on Toonami and shit.
I think I heard it.
But like I just wasn't, for some reason, like I just didn't want to watch sports anime because at that time, at that age too, like I didn't like sports. So I just wasn't even trying to watch anything like sports related. So even when I started getting into sports, like I just kept on hearing about a bunch of stuff. It was like you got Prince of Tennis, you had iShield, which was a football one, and then I heard about this old one. I think it was like back in like the 90s or 80s. It's called like Slam Dunk, which is another basketball one, and like all these other ones. And like animes for some reason was just like, I don't know, all these sports animes were just like not hitting it for me.
Exactly.
And then it wasn't until I tried watching what's it called? It wasn't until I tried watching I think it was like, it must have been like 2016. I think I started watching, I heard of Kuriko's Basketball.
Yeah.
Oh no, it wasn't it was 2016. No, it was 2017. I saw a clip, right? And so the way the clip was, it was like the basketball finals, because like every high school, every sports anime, like the team's goal is to get to like the inter high.
Yeah.
Which is like, all right, it's the inter high for like, I'm guessing it's just like equivalent to like nationals or whatever.
Probably.
Like, and like nationals.
Right, all the best teams
all the best teams in the country, all that other stuff, right? So, and it was this clip where they were facing this team that they lost bad against. I think they lost by like 50, 60 points.
That's bad.
In like their first matchup, right? And so the main, or I guess you can kind of say like that star basketball player of Kuriko's Basketball, I forgot his name, went against this other dude who was like an American. They both played like an American stuff, and he was a street baller though. Like, so like he learned like a lot of street ball stuff. And they both got into what they called the zone, as you already know, like getting into the zone, like really focused. But they got into the zone, and the way they animated it, bro, made it look like so crazy. I was like, holy shit! I didn't know sports anime could go this hard. Because I thought that everything was like RDC was like that freeze frame where it's like they hit the ball like with a tennis racket, and then like they pose there for like 30 seconds, and you're like, they're like, oh my god, he's putting spin on the ball, but it's like freeze frame and all this stuff. So I'm thinking that it's like that,
super analytical.
But then I saw them, like the way the crossover made it look like is like, for me, like if it comes to basketball, I feel like Kyrie's handles, I feel like are like unmatched. I feel like, at least me personally, like he was my favorite point guard for a while. And like I was just seeing like some mean, crazy shit, like just the way they were moving from like court to court.
Kyrie.
I was like, yo, they were going crazy, and then they made the entire the 8 players on like both teams, like that were on the court, just like stood there and was like, yo, they're moving too fast for us to catch up. And I was like, nah, this is insane, so I gotta watch it. So I started watching Kuriko's Basketball, and then after that I was like, you know what, let me keep on giving it like a chance. And then that was it. Like I got hooked on some sports anime, you know. So
okay.
What was the first one? Because I know, like, I remember I was trying to get you to watch Kuriko's Basketball. Yeah. But I think like some parts of it are like it's kind of extra. I think I sent you a clip of one, and it wasn't even from like a sports anime. I think it was from like the show called Something Life of Psyche K. Yeah. And they were playing. There's a basketball episode, and they did a crossover, and then they made it so dramatic, and they were like, ankle breaker, and I was like, nah,
I thought
bro.
That was from Kuriko's.
Yeah, I was like, nah, bro. Like this is exactly why Mo doesn't want to watch it. Yeah, I was like, that's not fucking extra, bro. I was like, oh my god.
I remember that. I literally thought that was from Kuriko's Basketball.
Yeah, and so like I'm like, yo, like it's shit like that gets like that gets me tired because it's funny, because I know what they were trying to do. They were like playing a satire on like the sports animes and stuff, but I was just like, damn, bro, like they really gave me like, I'm trying to like advocate for y'all, and then y'all just like fucked it all up, you know, like y'all just fucked it all up. So I was just like shit. But what was that? What was your first sports anime that you that you tried to watch? Because I was trying to get you to watch Kuriko's basketball for a long time, especially since you like basketball already.
Right. I'm pretty sure the first one that I got into was Skate to Infinity. If it's not Skate to Infinity, the first one that I really sat down and watched was Eye Shield. Didn't really like it though.
Yeah, I remember because you used my Crunchyroll account. Yeah. I think I only saw 3 episodes watched. If that, maybe it was only 2.
Right. I was like, nah, this is not it.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's hard to get into sports anime, but definitely Skate. The way they did the animations.
Yeah, for all the skateboarding and everything.
That was cool. I think that was...
Especially since we grew up in that era where Skate 1, 2, and 3 were
right. It took me back to Skate.
Bro. And they made us all want to become skateboarders. Exactly. They wanted us to turn Tony Hawk, right? And then we try to do it in real life and just doesn't even happen.
Ankle breaking.
Yeah.
And yeah, so Skate was cool. It gets a little flamboyant and weird, but I still think that the actual show and the character development is pretty good. It's not the best thing I've ever seen, but it's still better than all the other sport anime, besides the newer ones that I watched.
That show was low-key a little flamboyant.
It was very
because you had the dude that he wasn't tap dancing on the skateboard. He
was doing all kinds of
but he was doing some real extra shit. That was just insane.
Stuff doesn't make that's sports anime. It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense.
The man was down a hill and skated up the hill. Without moving.
Yeah, that's right. He did a complete 180 going on a 45-degree incline and just started going right back up.
Doesn't make sense.
And maintaining speed, you're how is that happening, bro?
And then turns around and does all kinds of crazy stuff.
Yeah, man.
And wins the race. It doesn't make sense. But still, I like when it's not as intense and they're just chilling, or even when they do have the races in the beginning, it was fun to watch. So it had me start okay, maybe I can start to watch sports anime. And then Aoshi, soccer anime was cool.
Yeah.
That one, I was really liking that, and stops for a little bit, and then we saw Blue Lock, and Blue Lock has...
Oh yeah, Blue Lock
has probably changed a lot of people's... I can't speak for other people, but I think it's changed a lot of people's take on not only soccer, but or animes in general.
Yeah.
I think it's been another show where it's nothing that wouldn't happen in real life, because nobody would take all these high school kids and say, hey, if you're not the one person that makes it out, you're never playing.
Yeah, you never.
That would never happen. But
yeah,
it's a very intense and kind of a darker take on it. So we love our dark anime. We're tired of the power of friendship. Yeah. So we see this and it's stuff that my boy Isagi is.
Isagi Yoichi.
Yeah, he's been wilding.
I started reading it, dude, and it gets after this second selection, man, it's I'm oh shit, this is pretty nice.
I like it.
This is pretty dope.
It's cool. It's now you're fighting for pretty much your life, your livelihood at that point. So that's where it's this anime is more than just all these high school kids want to make it to the national championship. Mm-hmm. It's a different take. It's nice to see a darker spin on something that's in the real world isn't that serious.
Yeah,
for most people.
What was it? I think I kind of already crossed this off. What were you against it? But the first one you watched, and the ones that we're watching now, Aoashi was Aoashi and Blue Lock. And the thing is, Aoashi and Blue Lock, they're so similar,
right?
In the sense of what they can do, because both of them have this massive awareness, massive spatial awareness kind of thing. But they don't know how to utilize it, and it's kind of always gone unnoticed, So the fact that in Aoashi, you see how he wants to be this best striker in the world.
Exactly.
He wants to do all this stuff. He wants to be a striker. He wants to be a forward. He joins high school. He's all right, hey, I'm trying out. I'm I might be spoiling, but hey, spoiler warning, right? He's trying out for it, and then you see him transition from there to utilizing his spatial awareness defensively. It's kind of this is some pretty dope character development. Even with Isagi, even with Blue Lock and his character, Blue Lock and the character Isagi, he wants to still become the best striker, but then you see him it's a little bit reverse where he's kind of embracing that spatial awareness to become a better one overall. But at the same time, he low-key doesn't have a lot of other skills compared to the other players. Yeah. So you see him really just manipulating everybody in the field to kind of just make it.
And it's cool that everyone that is in that blue lock is actually a striker. So they're all playing different positions. And
exactly. Like
they
all
them out of character.
You got some of them playing like midfield, some of them playing defenders and stuff.
And at first I was like, I ain't doing that shit. Like, and then they group together and say like, listen, the only way we're gonna make it out is if we work together. and try to figure this out. So it's cool that they all, go from being kind of selfish to being selfless, but still for a selfish.
Did you? Are you caught up on Blue Lock?
Not caught up. I'm like halfway.
Oh, okay. So what episode? What was the last episode that you saw of Blue Lock? I don't want to spoil. I don't want to spoil it for you. Anybody listening out? Yeah. That's on y'all.
They won either won the second game or like they have one loss.
Oh, you're that far behind,
I guess
bro?
So, yeah.
You didn't even finish the first selection?
No, I think I'm like at the episode before because I think they played their last game in the selection.
Where they faced Nagi and Rayo?
The twins.
No, you have one more game.
One more game?
Yeah, that game is pretty good. Like,
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Nah, it's 100%. Yo, if you haven't watched Blue Lock yet, definitely read it. The animation is pretty good.
Yeah.
They don't stagger like frames where like they freeze frame shit that make you like kind of wonder what's going to happen. It's kind of it's like very proactive. Like they're just doing everything. It's not like It's not like a reactive kind of anime. I feel like they kind of.
I mean, turned against it. I was like, yo. Cute.
Yeah. Nah. Yeah. When Homeboy was like, nah, I'm just gonna hope y'all fail. I was just like, I'm like, all right, this is kind of taking a twist. I'm like, yeah, it shows like you're gonna get close with some people, and you're gonna betray some people too.
Yeah.
So that's pretty That's pretty dope though. Still, so like I think even then, like which other ones would you be like open to like watching?
I'm definitely
like genre wise. What's one sport one that you feel like you would be interested in but haven't seen? Because I've seen like there've been a couple ones that are ridiculous where it's just like it's fucking bonkers. Like there's one where this was a sport for the high school. I didn't even watch it. I just saw a clip. I saw a clip of it like online, and it was of high school girls. They're on like a circular platform. I think I told you. They're on a circular platform, and then they're like trying to knock each other off the platform with their butts, which is which is so stupid. It's but somehow like it's a hit because everybody there's an audience for everybody, right? Or there's always gonna be somebody
fan
that like it. A lot of fan service, which is just fucking bonkers. But then there's some really good ones where it's like I started watching a cycling one called Yaomushi Pedal, which is seen on Netflix, also on Crunchyroll, which I didn't think I would like, which is pretty good. There was a surfing one I couldn't really get into, but I kind of fell off the board. But there's a surfing one. You have ones about archery. You have ones about track. You have ones about swimming. You have ones about freaking rock climbing.
Right.
And even me, like I'm a golfer, so like you already know, like
that's a golf anime.
And then there was one that was like a golf one that I was like, I'll get into that later. But I just got so pissed by like the third episode. I was like, I can't watch it.
Because when they do stuff that's just like so not realistic.
Yeah, I'm like, no golfer in their right mind would try to do that.
Yeah,
it's just stupid. It's like let's say there's 100 yards, right? We're on the football field. There's 100 yards. The flag is or the hole is at the complete other side. So if you conclude everything, it's about 100. I think it's like 110 yards, right?
Yeah.
Total, including like the end zones, right? So 110 yards, but instead, right, you can either take a whole long way around a curvy path, but like in the middle of the football field, let's say there's a whole bunch of trees. You following what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So far, all right. There's a whole bunch of trees like right down the middle, but there's this one small path where it's a little bit safer for you to play, where everybody else in their right mind would try to do, where they try to go around the forest, but instead of going through like the middle of the fucking fairway, right? So everything's like on the sideline. So the sidelines is where it's safe, but the actual field is where it's like not safe, right? In the show, she decides to, instead of going the safe way, like through the sidelines, she just goes right down the fucking forest, which made no sense. And it's just like, I'm like, bro, nobody, no tour pro in their right mind would do that. And I'm like yelling at the TV. I'm like, this makes no fucking sense. Because I'm like, no, but like, that's hitting into a forest because you're gonna lose your ball.
Right.
You're gonna lose your ball if you try to do that. And then it shows like the ball broke through like 20 something branches.
Of course.
And I was like, oh hell no. I'm like, I'm turning this shit off. I didn't even bother finishing the episode because I was like, nah, bro, this is this is not it. This is no shot. This is not it. So it's like you have like animes that are like. You have animes like that where kind of like over the top, where it's like you still have an audience, but they do like some over the top stuff. But then you have some ones that are like really, really good. And one I know that you haven't watched is like Hajime no Ippo,
right?
Which is a boxing.
Yeah, boxing's. I think boxing on the anime that you could, because it's more action. I think they could do that better than other kind of sport anime. But you definitely spoke about it a lot.
Yeah, like did you ever watch Megalobox?
Nah.
Okay, so
I know about it.
Yeah, so Megalobox, I believe it's by the same director or the same people who did Hajime no Ippo.
Mm-hmm.
But Hajime no Ippo it's like you should develop it in him as a boxer. It's like it's throwing some hands, and you would think that the anime was made like in like the early 90s or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's made in the 2000s, but it's 100% like you throwing hands. It's like it's
right.
A whole bunch of shit. And even with Creed 3, since Michael B. Jordan, that was like his directorial debut, he pulled from a lot of different anime scenes to kind of like make some of the choreographs happen.
That's cool.
And so one of the ones he pulled on was from like Hajime no Ippo. And so what some of the critics are saying, or some people who like watched it earlier were saying like, yo, like you see like some stuff directly from like Hajime no Ippo or some other stuff. Funny. But if you haven't watched it yet, bro, Hajime no Ippo it's great. It's fire. You're gonna fall in love with the character. But it's like you see him throwing hands, you see him fighting like he's fighting like each time, like he is trying his best. You see him like almost lose every fight.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you're gonna have a character lose some and then win some, but
one of those, starts off getting his ass beat and then he turns up to be like one of the top guys.
Bro, yeah. I still actually haven't even finished it yet because I thought that I was missing a second season or I thought I didn't have another season on Crunchyroll, but it turns out that is a second season. Like I confused it as like a third and I was trying to find a second, but it wasn't. So
they be doing their stuff weird. Like,
yeah.
Like it'll be like season 324. I'm like, what?
Yeah, and it's like, yo, like it doesn't make any sense, bro. Like, come on.
Yeah, man. That's the thing.
Like, here I am getting hyped for Dr. Stone, and then I see like a...
Yeah, I was like...
I
saw the thing. It's updated on Crunchyroll. I was like, oh, they released it?
And then I'm like... And it's like, nah, like, they updated it in French. And I'm like, this is not what I asked for.
Nah,
like, come on now.
I can't watch it.
Yeah, like, come on, I can't watch that. So, I think I already asked you, like, where... I kind of went on a rant about how that golf one went on. I forgot. I think it was like Girls Golf Story Birdie or something like that. Which
see, I'm never watching it.
Erased from my mind. I don't even think you would watch a golf anime.
I probably wouldn't, honestly.
Even though I feel like anime can find a way to get like
it can make it interesting, yeah.
But I don't think
I would watch like a track anime. I would probably watch if I could watch skateboarding. I think I could watch other sports like snow. I would watch a snowboarding one.
I would watch a snowboarding one.
I think that would be cool. I think definitely track because it ran track. So anything like that, I would play. I would love to have a better football anime, but what else? I'm definitely gonna watch Haikyuu eventually.
Haikyuu, bro. I didn't like watching volleyball, but once I started watching Haikyuu, I was like, I'm gonna start watching volleyball now. Yeah, that was
volleyball is lit. It's fun to watch.
Solid.
It's fun to play. It's fun to watch. It doesn't get enough respect or love, but I would probably be open to tennis too because I'll watch tennis here and there. So I think I could watch a tennis anime.
Yeah,
I'm not like close to really most options. Like I'm open minded when it comes to anime. Like it's just as long as it's not a lot of fan service or over the top stuff.
I'm not here for that fan service.
Like just give me some decent animation and get a good story. Like I'll watch it. So, yeah.
Okay, I think there's let me see. I think in thinking about like some sport ones that I think they don't have a bowling one.
Which I think would be fire.
Which I think would be fire as well too. I'm kind of waiting for it, but I'm like, this there's no bowling anime, you know?
Yeah.
But I didn't think they could make a cycling one exciting, but they found a way to make it exciting.
Right.
And they don't have a good hockey one, I feel like. And I got big into hockey once I moved away to Chicago for college.
Right.
Because like they're big Blackhawks fans over there, and I was like, yo, like I started watching hockey more, bro. Like hockey could be crazy. Like
big Blackhawks,
bro. They fighting, boxing, people being put in the penalty box. You have like all this crazy shit happening, and like seeing that in
hockey is crazy,
bro. I remember when I went to like an Islanders game for the first time. I was seeing like the hockey sets breaking like every like 15 seconds. I was like, damn, like y'all going crazy. Like who hurt y'all?
They really be like angry at life.
Yeah, but I think like some animes like that, even let me see, even ones like whatchamacallit, sports wise. I think if they did like a parkour one, I think that would be pretty cool. I think anything with like, they have some movies that are like that, but it's not like parkour focused. But you find like all these sports ones of ones like you've never even heard of. Like there's one called Burning Kabaddi, which I have no idea what the premise of it is, and I tried watching an episode of it, and I'm like, I'm like, what does this even mean? You know, but then you also have some other sports one where it might be like, I consider chess like a mental sport.
Yeah.
I consider chess like a mental sport, but then they don't have chess, but then they'll have some other games that are like some other mental sports in it where I'm like, this isn't too bad, you know, like, or like some wrestling.
Yeah.
I'm like,
esports. No,
yeah. If there's an esports anime, I'm not.
They have wrestling anime, right?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like any combat one is like a sports one. Where it's like Kengan Ashura, I feel like is a.
Kengan Ashura goes crazy.
I'm still waiting for that third season to come out, which is.
I gotta watch Baki's latest.
Baki's another one. That would be crazy. It's like.
Yeah, like the combat sports, so I guess you could.
Yeah, but I also feel like combat sports are kind of like in a category of its own.
Yeah.
Without like not even being like sport related.
Right.
You know? So
I would watch archery.
Archery, yeah. I know there's an archery one. Archery, I tried. Have you ever tried it before?
Yeah. I have like a bow. It's like a plastic tips arrows, but it's not a real deal thing. But I want to get my own bow eventually, and just like go to archery ranges and shoot. Like I feel like it's mad fun.
Yeah, my dad ended up buying one because I did like a Boy Scout merit badge, and he's the kind of guy that goes like all in on something. Yeah. So if he tries it once, he's gonna get like the best of like whatever it is. So he saw me do it once, and then he tried it once. He's like, I'm gonna buy a bow, and it's like, all right, so like he buys a bow, and then like it could be like bobsledding. He like goes in like a bobsled once. He's like, I'm gonna buy a bobsled, you know. And you're like, what? Like, why are you buying the bobsled? Like, he's like, nah, man, I'm going all in. Like that's it. He's going all in, right?
So he uses it once and never again. Yeah,
exactly. He uses it once and he won't use it ever again, right? Okay. Even with like kayaking he got into, but it's kind of like he'll buy a kayak and it's like, you're like, bro, like you don't even know how to swim. And you're like, why'd you buy a kayak?
If he can't swim, he should not be doing.
Nah, he knows how to actually swim, but like that's how like dramatic it is. Like he won't even know how to do something. Okay. But then he'll still do it anyway.
Bobsledding's hilarious.
That's like, which is like the premise of like mad other animes and shit too. Like there was another one called another soccer one. I think it was called 21 Days. There's another soccer one that I watched, and like the kid never played soccer a day in his life. No. He tried it for the first time. He was terrible at it as well too. Crying. But then he just kept on playing, and he was like, I'm gonna join the high school soccer team. And then he joined the high school soccer team. He somehow got placed as a starter because his presence on the field changed the morale. Right. The morale of like the team. And it's like, you're like, bro, like there's no, like that. That's not happening. Right. No, that's not going to happen.
You could be a bench warmer or you could be like a team manager and you'll boost the morale.
Exactly. A team manager. It's like, I'm using Kevin Hart as an example. It's like making Kevin Hart the running back, but he's a terrible running back.
Right.
But he's great personality-wise. You love him, and I'm sure if he did play football, I'm sure he was probably good. He probably is good. He's a fit dude, right? But like, just to put that into perspective, it's like, bro, like, why would
you're not gonna play?
Yeah, why would you do that?
Just because you boost them around,
or like freaking you know who Michael Cera is?
Michael Cera. I feel like I've heard that name.
All right, no, like I say, he's like a super bad in a couple, but it's like think of like a very very skinny actor,
yeah.
But then putting him in like the heaviest division of like sumo wrestling, and it's like, bro, like, come on,
sumo wrestling crazy.
That's like I've even watched the sumo one, man. That one was actually pretty good. Which is
I feel like that could be interesting.
Yeah, it was about like this dude who was like he was mad short. He was like 5'1" compared to like maybe not even 5 foot. I think he was like 4 feet something, and like compared to everybody else who was like 5'11", 6 foot, whatever. And they were like, you can't be a sumo wrestler. You know, like that's not gonna happen. Okay,
he defies the odds.
Yeah, defies the odds.
Yeah, heart over height.
He wins like first place, and they're like, "Oh, okay, like I guess this shit happens, you know, like anime breaks the freaking odds, you know."
Of course, power of friendship.
Oh yeah, I don't even want to hear that shit in the sports anime. But I feel like, do you feel like in the sports anime you need stuff like the power of friendship, because especially with team sports?
I don't think so, because there's a lot of individual, like even in real life, there's people who could take over a game, maybe not like win a championship, but you could take over a game by yourself. So I don't think you need to reach for a power of friendship to make an anime be good. Like you can have one talented player and a whole bunch of decent people and still make a decent, make the team decent, make the anime like where you can make it look like a superstar, and I'm sure you can find it to be interesting. Like they don't have to find their inspiration or their, reach for the, hey, I need your help, pass me the ball, and then he cuts You don't need to be all extra. Like,
pass to the person with like the worst field goal percentage,
yeah,
like the entire division.
Exactly. That scrub on the team to make the final shot because of the power of friendship.
Yeah.
You don't need that to make it a good sport. Like, there's other stuff you could go.
But like this is where I'm conflicted about it too, because you know how much I hate hearing about the power of friendship.
Of course.
In like every TV show, every anime, every movie. Like, I don't want to hear about the power of friendship. That's the one reason why I didn't finish Fairy Tail, because I feel like the entire show
It's not.
It's not, but I feel like I hear it too much. I hear it too much, and I'm like, I check out. That's it. I check out. I'm sure it is great.
You should finish it.
It's great.
We got the last season coming up.
I got pretty far within it after the time skip, but then it was for some reason I just don't feel any drive to like go back watching it. But I'm just like bro, like I feel like with some team sports ones you kind of need it though, because then I mean sometimes you have the protagonist where it's like it's all me, and like you have to do everything with them, but then like you don't trust your teammates. Because like if you were like that in your high school basketball team or whatever like that, you know, or high school football, tennis where you're doing duos. If it's badminton, I watched the badminton one, which is pretty fire as well too, by the way. I'm thinking all these shits that I watch. But with like any kind of like team sports one, it's like you gotta have like a sort of relationship with like your teammates, you know. So it's like, yeah,
if they're going from like being the man on the team to being like with other good players, but he's still selfish kind of thing, and then you need like him to understand like, hey, it's a team, and then they kind of bond, that kind of situation.
Yeah, and like where you need like that relationship building, because you can even if it's like you're playing duos or doubles with tennis, you can both still be really good, but you guys just don't mesh. Like, you guys just don't click. So like, sometimes you got to be able to bounce.
I get you. I don't know if it's power of friendship.
It's not power of friendship.
It's close, but it's not like through us being friends we'll come out on top, you know?
Yeah, like, true.
Like you look at Naruto or something, Dragon Ball Z, where they're like, I fight for my friends. And then they power up. Like, you can't say I'll win this for my friends and then somehow become smacking that tennis ball or hitting 3-pointers all day or like,
dude.
Like that, the power of your friends is not gonna let you do that.
There's this one character in Circles Basketball where they have this thing where I think it's called like I'm just calling like the Divine Five or whatever like that, or the
like a lineup that
it's just they were all on a team and like they all had like a special set of skills. So one dude was like an amazing center. One guy was like an amazing copycat. Like you can just see something, just like copy it right away. Another person was like a 3-point shooter who like never missed. I mean, like never missed. Right? You have another dude who was like a phenomenal with like handles and like street ball wise. Right. So it's just like you have like all these things, and you're like, damn, I forgot where I was even going with that.
the power of friendship.
Nah, it was something else.
I
forgot what it was. I forgot, but you already know, like I kind of go like I kind of jump around with some stuff. But this 3-point shooter, the game started, he was at like where they inbound the ball on like the complete opposite side of like the court, and he just went to the 3-pointer.
Not the whole other side of the court.
It was like bam, buckets. He was like, I can shoot from anywhere. You can't block me. And he was just shooting, like full court shots, just missing. He just
see, this is why I get watches. Nobody's just gonna be shooting as soon as they get the ball on the other side of the court. Like,
that shit was fun. Oh wait, here's the power of friendship. Yeah, so here's what it was. So he had so much trust within his like 3-point shooting ability. Like he wouldn't trust anyone, or he wouldn't kind of like count on anybody else kind of like passing the ball. But it wasn't until the school that he went to, the point guard kind of helped him realize like his like maximum potential and stuff like that. So there was a point where the team that they were facing, the inter-high, they kind of locked out like his 3-point shooting ability, where like he couldn't make any open shots. So it got to the point where he would jump, mid-jump, the ball would be passed to him in his hand, and then he would just shoot it right away. Yeah, so it was just like, and that was like how he kind of like found that outlet by like trusting his teammate who became his friend, where it's like, like that's what I'm doing, you know, like, blah, 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 blah. It's just like, and all those like Divine 5 players kind of
figured out a way to
got close with like somebody. Right. Oh, okay, like becomes a whole thing. So I guess another question. And let me know if I gotta stop you or if you gotta stop me. Because sometimes I can like.
Nah, you're good.
You know how I am. Like I just be on like rapid fire.
There we go.
Like random shit. How long? Oh, we've been chatting for a minute, which is pretty. Which I'm with it. I'm with it.
Yeah.
But where do you feel like you can still like sports anime, but like sometimes you're just like, nah, that's kind of like mad cringy.
Cringy?
Yeah. Where you're like, like I love this anime, but and especially if you think about sports, ones as well too, where you're gonna be like, nah, this is so cringy, but I'm still gonna watch it.
It happened with me with Skate. Like you said, the whole turning around, going up a hill.
Yeah,
I was like, this is like they do a little cringy stuff in there.
Mm-hmm.
I think as long as the anime doesn't rely too much on like something that's completely not going to impact your performances, because it's sports. Like it's not like you can get a boost of power from a boost of chakra, a boost of keys, not like that. So you have to rely on your training, your skill set. So as long as they don't make it where like, hey, take my ability and just like, you know,
we're like Vegeta, I'm transferring my energy to you. Like,
here, I'm gonna give you my ability to shoot, or my ability to score in the soccer field, or my ability to throw a pass on football, my ability to catch.
Imagine if life was that easy.
Like, yeah, like come on,
like what sports teams were like.
Like, all right, let's get him. Take his ability to throw, his ability to catch, his ability to cut and juke other people. Like, as long as they don't make it something that's I guess we know it's gonna be unrealistic at points, but something that's like just completely like an external force.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't just get better by somebody touching your hand.
Yeah, nah, it's like when Gohan and Krillin got their like potential unlocked with like the Grand
Elder,
like
it's just giving them power. Like you can't just get an ability.
Nah, bro. Shenron ain't here to help you.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah.
Nah,
so
Shenron ain't here to help you.
If they show them developing their skill, that's different. Or if they have like mental blocks happen where it's like you can't, like you're struggling to shoot from three. That's different. If they're struggling, then they find a way to make it click. But if they're sucking the whole time, we're never good at it. They can't just snap their fingers and be good.
There's an anime that did that really well actually. It's called Ace of the Diamonds.
That's another one I heard was really good.
That one was pretty good. I don't think they're actually going to continue it anymore. I don't think so. I tried to find where in the manga they kind of left off, but they did it really well. Where there's a point where they got to the finals in like one season, in the first season, and he threw a pitch, and like they were up in the lead, like they had the lead and everything. I think it was like 4-2 or something like that, or either way his team had the lead, and Sawamura accidentally hit the batter,
right,
and then he ended up walking, and then after like the entire game changed, and they ended up losing the game in that last.
That's something that could happen.
Yeah. And then the next season, though, you see him struggling to pitch because he just couldn't do it. So he had the yips. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking, like, yo, what is the yips? And I'm like, and I'm thinking about it, it's like when you like lose an ability to do something that comes naturally to you. Right. So, like sports wise, I feel like I'm thinking about. I'm like, oh snap! Like that's happened to me when it's come to golf.
Right. You get those mental blocks.
Yeah, like you get those mental blocks.
You were doing something well, then you started struggling, and it's like you can't find that rhythm again.
Yeah, but then you find a way to kind of like transform your game, to like make it happen. Right. So I'm like, yo, this was pretty. I was like, yo, like that did a really good job at it, because you see him not only gain his ability back, but then you see him grow so much more where he wasn't just relying on this one specific skill.
So that's good. Yeah, that's like really good development. Like that's stuff that happens to people in real life. Like, and to animate it, put a story behind it, that's cool. Like I would definitely watch that. But if they just say, he can throw a 100-mile fastball for his whole life, and then somehow when it counted the most, he just threw a 105-mile fastball. Like, come on.
Nah, it's like come on. It's like come on, man.
He wasn't doing that before.
Yeah, he wasn't doing before. He wasn't gonna do it now. Like, come on, that's just not. I'm gonna coffee too. That's not how it's gonna work. You know. Going back to the question I asked you when it was and let me know how you feel about this, because you'll know what you'll know what I mean when I say this too. But it was about, when do you feel like a sports anime kind of takes it too far, kind of gets like cringy? For me, all I'm gonna say is Rolling Thunder.
I can't. I really want to know what that
So
looks
it's from Haikyuu. It's from Haikyuu,
Yeah.
and it's from. I think I sent you a video of it. It's when So basically, like, if you don't know what I mean by that, it's when for anybody listening, it's when you like when the characters call out like their moves and stuff like that. So they give like an average thing like a name, right? So in Haikyuu, I forget whatever his name is, but he's like a very good defensive player, like a top defensive player. But whenever he does like a dive to save a volleyball from like a spike or whatever like that, he dives onto the floor and he calls it rolling thunder. Mm-hmm. So he's like rolling thunder, and so after I watched that shit for the first time, like Mo and I would be playing video games. Like you and I are playing video games. I think we were playing Neo 2. I think that's when I first started doing it.
Yep.
I was playing Neo 2. I'll never forget. I was using the Switchblade. And then anytime I did like a spinning attack or like with any kind of weapon, I was always screaming like rolling thunder. To the point where like I'm always saying that shit now with like any video game that I play, right? Like 4 years later. So it's just I think stuff like that can get a little cringy when it's a little overbearing. Mm-hmm. But when it's something that's like very simple, like I'll go back to that girls golf that golf anime when I was focusing on that damn girl that was a golfer. Mm-hmm. Nothing against girls golfers. Anybody who doesn't know, I actually teach golf for a living. But for some reason, I don't know why they made her do this, but she only used 3 clubs, which was fucking bonkers.
Right.
But then every shot she did, she had a name for it. Right. So with those 3 specific, so whenever she would hit a big shot, she would say green bullet, and I'm like, what are you talking about, right? And so it was like hitting a full swing shot with like max effort. But if that shot didn't work, yeah, exactly. If that shot didn't work, then she would say, "My green bullet's not working."
Not the green bullet.
It's like my green bullet's not working. Let me make this a blue bullet now, and then it's just like blue bullet, and all she does is just like swing a little bit harder, and you're like, I'm like, bro, I'm like, come
green
on.
Bullet. Yeah. I can see that.
Dude, it's so cringy, man. And then even if it's like a normal 3-point shot, you're like, they call a 3-point shot like Typhon's Bane, and you're like, bro, like, why are you calling
Typhon's
it?
Bane is insane.
Like, yeah, like, why are you calling it that? Like, it's just a 3-point
Typhon's
shot.
Bane?
Yeah, or
like, yeah, see, like, leave that to let the action anime make up these wild names.
Or a sports one where it's like Atlas tackle, and you're like, it's like a football, just like a football anime. And you're like,
yeah,
like,
it's like a regular tackle. Like,
it's like, bro, exactly, it's a regular tackle.
Dynamite hit.
Yeah, it's like, come on now, like, oh my gosh, that's just. Boxing, I feel like, is different because they have like certain punches and everything like that. They call certain things like a gazelle punch is actually a real thing,
right? That's actually it.
Yeah, that's actually like a real thing. But stuff like that is just so fucking cringy.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. That's a good point. Definitely one of those cringy things that prevents me from watching anime.
I don't think I have. Oh wait, no, we kind of already mentioned like if they go too far with portrayals. In good ways, and do you think they can go too far in a good way? In
terms of
like when they're going over the top with some stuff, because like we were talking about how like some things can be really cringy, but do you think they can be going over the top in a good way though?
Meaning like what they're doing is like too good to actually be true, or like
where all that extra stuff, like when it's like being like the whole like the name calling
makes it.
The name calling, or like the over the top kind of like I'm giving you energy or something like that. Yeah. Do you think like that could ever be used in a good way, or not in a good way, but do you think it could ever be used to the point where like it makes it good? Right.
I don't want to say no because it's possible. Probably you could probably find something where like they said of boxing, like if they made it a boxing anime and they had some creative names for their moves, or. You look at like these fighting anime, they have like their over the top names for like a simple thing. I think sometimes it makes it kind of funny, and it brings like a good kind of humor to it. It doesn't always make it like cringy, but I think it's when it's already bad and then you throw in those annoying names, like that's when it's like. But if it's like the show's been good, and then they want to just kind of have their fun with it. Sometimes it's like on purpose, like satire. Yeah. So if they do it, but they're not every 2 seconds going rolling thunder, rolling thunder, rolling thunder.
Mind you, he doesn't do that a lot in Haikyuu, so it's not something that happens all the time.
So I feel like that's something that if it could be, in a sense.
And also kind of just to this way, like just to like not put you off from it, because I don't want like this. I don't want that to put you off.
Nah, I'll watch it.
But from what's it? It's funny because he actually says "Rolling Thunder" like out loud during like the match, and they're like, "Why the hell are you saying it out
like
loud?"
that's like I think that's funny.
Yeah, like why the hell are you saying it out loud? That's why like I find that so funny.
Yeah, like if that makes it funny. Like I would laugh from watching that, but not be like turned off from watching it. So I think that's a good way to put it. Like if they say it in their head, and you know it's regular, okay. But if they say it out loud and everyone's like, "What's going on with this guy?" That it's like something to laugh at. It's not over the top, so I think it could be.
Okay.
It's probably more often turning it off as opposed to making it enjoyable, but I think it's possible.
All right, yeah, I think it's possible as well too. I like it when it's like a satire one,
exactly. Like
or when it comes to the name calling, if they call them out on it, like actively.
Yeah, like what? There's I think they in the Blue Lock they had. I think it was Blue Lock or. It could have been Aoshi, unless I'm bugging. But I'm pretty sure I watched something recently where they did like a move and said the name, and they were like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah. I think they did that in Blue Lock as well.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
And stuff like that, I'm like, thank God.
Yeah. Like,
because in animes, like we all know, like they're notorious for everybody saying the name of their special.
Right.
You know, like unless the fight's getting like really, really intense, and they're just kind of like spitballing.
Yeah, they're just
like,
going. Yeah.
That last Naruto versus Sasuke fight, they're not
saying.
They're not saying Shadow Clone, Fireball, Rasengan, Chidori, like all that other stuff. You know,
they're just doing it, going.
Yeah, they just
crazy.
They're just going crazy. Like they're just going into it. Like it's seamless.
Yeah.
But I think when it's used as a satire, like with that whole ankle breaker clip, which is like, I think it's so fucking funny because it wasn't even a sports anime that did that.
But they like calling them out in a sense.
Yeah, they kind of like calling, and like you see the reaction on his face, which is I think it's actually the Twitter cover on my page or my Twitter cover profile photo. Oh wait, no, it's not. It's actually Anya. That is Anya from Spy Family.
Yeah, hilarious.
But yeah, it's like perfect. So I think that's pretty good. I think the whole name calling thing would be good with bowling though.
I think so too.
I think because
bowling.
I'm gonna be waiting for a bowling anime.
I could see them like put mad spin on the ball, calling it like tornado or something.
Yeah, because you see like you bowl like with us and stuff like that. So you see like people putting mad spin on the ball. Like some people make it like spin just a tiny little bit. And then some people make it spin like so much you think like, oh snap. And then when somebody gets like that 7-10 split every once in a while, you're like,
and if they can hit that, like that'd be fire.
Like, oh shit, like that was pretty nice. So a bowling one would be pretty good. I don't think I can think of any other sport anime that I would actually want to see.
That you haven't already like seen, right?
Yeah, not that I haven't already seen, but that I would just want to see like a good one up, you know, because I feel like the hockey one I saw was like or I came across was like it was one that was based off a girls hockey team, but I didn't like the writing in it too much. But then I saw the rock climbing one, which was so weird. It was about like a girl who only played video games, and she ended up joining the rock climbing team because she saw it as a puzzle, and I was like, oh, this is actually pretty dope. So the rock climbing one I like, which I didn't expect, but I'm not even sure like ski shooting. I think snowboarding and skiing.
I think there probably is a snowboarding one, honestly.
Yeah, probably.
I feel like there has to be.
I have like an SSX tricky like itch that like I need to get like scratched because that game was fire, and I need them to make like another. Did you ever play that?
No.
You never played SSX tricky, bro?
No.
The whole snowboarding series?
Nope.
Bro, oh my gosh.
No.
That was like
I like snowboarding games, but
that was like skate, bro. That was the equivalent. That was the snow version of skate. Bro, oh my gosh.
I've seen Steep.
Nah, bro, fuck Steep. Fuck Steep, alright? SSX was skate. Skate 2 is arguably the best one, I feel like. Skate 3 is also, I feel like, it's pretty good. But SSX Tricky was like it was like, oh, bro. And then, when they made the freaking reboot of it, it wasn't as good.
Right.
But oh, God, you gotta watch it, dude. Oh, my God. Or no, you gotta play it. It's so good. But that would be like I feel like a snow sports one would be pretty good. Skateboarding, they already got. Like bowling one.
Yeah, if they make like a video game version of like Riders Republic, where they have like even a combination of like biking, biking. What's the other sports in there?
biking, you have snowboarding,
snowboarding,
and like the wingsuit.
Right. Like I feel like if they made something where like you have these athletes who do all not triathlons, but they're like different kind of sports, but have that kind of scenario where it's a community. They're doing like competitions and stuff. I think that would be fun to watch, like different competitions, like some stuff they're good at, some stuff they're struggling with. I think that would be fun, but I don't.
Yeah, I can't think of any other ones, but that bowling one, I think we both want to.
Oh yeah, I think they can make a good bowling anime.
that bowling one, we both gotta see. That would be pretty fire.
UFO table. Let me stop.
UFO table. They might be doing a good job. They're not overwhelmed like Mappa is. Because Mappa's doing like. They're doing mad shit like at the same time compared to, but they're still going pretty hard though.
I don't like that. I was gonna watch Trigun, but then I seen the way it was animated. I was not a fan.
It's not too bad. The original one is still a good watch, but the redone one version of it, they kind of changed up a couple of things from it, but it's still not. I thought I wasn't gonna like the animation style, but I didn't mind it though.
Right.
It kind of makes things move a little bit more like seamlessly and faster.
Okay.
Which I think is pretty good.
Interesting. Maybe I'll give it a try. I tried it, but maybe I'll give it a second look.
It is. I stopped watching after episode 3.
I'm crying. No desire to like finish it.
And I'm like, I'll probably just watch it when it's when it's like all out, you know.
Yeah,
so
I feel you.
Shoot. I don't know, man. That's pretty much. We've been chatting for almost 52 minutes.
Nice.
So
power of anime. Yeah,
power of anime, bro. That's power of anime for real. I don't know. Is there anything else you want to add in? Don't forget to add your socials and stuff too in there.
Yeah.
And everything.
Morose, MOEROSC on Instagram. Rozaykage on what do I use? TikTok, I guess.
And not the wine rose.
Yeah, ROZAYKAGE.
There you go.
Yes, sir.
Right. Rozaykage, not Rose.
No, please.
and not rose like the wine.
Yeah, not Rozaykage.
Yeah.
I would be online and people would say, "Oh, thanks, Rozaykage." I'm like,
Rozaykage. Yeah, it's not Rozaykage. Yeah, no. TikTok as well too.
Yeah. I have some videos up, probably from like a year and change ago.
Yo, I'm trying to tell this guy, you just gotta do it, man. Just
life is busy, bro.
Bro, life is busy. Man. Life is busy. There are a lot of things that get. There are a lot of things that like end up taking up your time that are just like. That's just crazy, man. Even now, I'm like, dang, like it takes me so long just to like edit a fucking video.
Exactly.
I'm like, I kind of don't even want to record anything right now, man. I'm tired. Like damn, you know. So I'm glad, I'm glad we got to do this, yo. This was
I liked it.
Yeah, this is pretty dope. Yo, don't forget, again, if I'm putting this on YouTube behind something, I don't think I am. I don't know. I haven't thought that far ahead. Maybe I'll just try to put it on whatchamacallit. I'll try to put it on Apple Podcasts or something.
There you go.
I don't know. However it's gonna happen.
Yeah, Spotify, whatever.
Yeah, Spotify. Yo, pick me up, Spotify. Yo, hire us. We'll with a kind of a salary that is subject to change based off performance. We can start off at $60,000 and then we can work our way up.
There you go.
All right. Even if it's like 40, we're doing it. It's like once a week. Once a week. That way we can still do our other day jobs as like and that other day jobs are our side hustle. We can even still do some stuff. We can make it happen. Listen, $40,000, then give me the option to do a little bit more outside of give me some time, give us time to do our own stuff. And we can make it. Listen, we can help make y'all some money. That's pretty good. I feel like we got some good ideas.
There's a lot of good ideas waiting to be put out there.
Yeah, and I know Mo also as well too is also going to be starting his podcast stuff as well too, right?
For sure, bro.
Right?
I'm already writing down ideas.
Okay, yeah.
I have a practice episode I already got.
Boom, perfect. There you go. Because he has the ideas for it.
Of course.
Sometimes he just low key be coming up with excuses to not do it.
There's no excuses.
When all he has to do is just download this program called Audacity and hit record, and then he can just go from there.
Listen, bro. I already got. All I need is my laptop.
There we go.
And I'm good.
There we go. Y'all heard it first here. All right. But don't forget again, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We really appreciate it. Much love.
Appreciate it, y'all.
Don't forget, check out the YouTube channel as well too. Call Me Calendar. Twitch. Call Me Calendar.
That man's about to be
TikTok.
blowing up.
Call Me Calendar. We'll see if I blow up. We'll see.
We'll see. You got those videos.
Instagram is call_me_calendar. Calendar was with 2 L's. All right. But yeah, really, again, really appreciate everybody tuning in. We got a couple more topics along the way. I'm not sure. Wait, hold up. Matter of fact, before we even get there, I'll give you an option. All right, I'll give you some options.
I like options.
And this will it's kind of like dictates who's on the next episode. We got sub versus dub. All right.
Dub. No, I'm crying.
Animes.
Sub.
What's your go-to anime for you?
Okay.
All right. Anime and video games, so like video game adaptations with anime, or
I got some
they're
things to say
lacking.
about that.
Okay. Anime live adaptations.
Oh, please, no.
Anime live adaptations. Because did you watch that Death Note movie on Netflix?
I turned it on and I turned it off.
Yep. All right, which is a whole nother thing. Or I got 2 more actually. Anime that was hyped up but let you down in the end.
Okay.
And then the last one I think I told you about earlier are, when does an anime go too far for you? Anime or manga go too far for you? Where you're like, I can't do this anymore. What's the next topic?
I think a good one would be either live adaptations or anime and video games. Those would be my 2.
All right, perfect.
We'll like to chat what they think,
Perfect. All right, yeah. Appreciate it, guys, again. But we tuning out. Don't forget to catch us next time, yo. Peace out.
Peace and love.